morning. So, you know, it's really kind of easy to do predictions in cardology because when you do predictions in cardology, you don't necessarily have to just focus on the energy of the person or their cards. It's about the overarching energy in general. So where we are right now is the United States is displacing the Six of Spades, which is a very serious karmic card, right? Which means that, treat others as you want to be treated, of course. But it also means that you are going to get back exactly what you put out. And it could be bad. But the pair card to that, the supporting card, the environment, or what we call the solar return card, is the Two of Spades. And that is the card of working together. So the people who are going to be favored this year in the United States spread, the people who are going to receive blessings are going to get blessings because they work together with people. They know how to work with people. And basically what that means is the Two of Spades is the card of working together, brotherly love. But it usually denotes tension and, potential problems between individuals, right? People working together. But with the Two of Spades, you got to keep working regardless. You know how when you go to your job and you don't necessarily like your boss, what is it that makes you go to your job and work the job that you're working and even stay there 2, 3, 4, 5 years and you don't really necessarily want to be there? Well, what makes it is that you trust that person to some degree because that person has exhibited staying power, endurance, actually a lot of Libra qualities, because when we're talking about the Two of Spades, we're actually really talking about Libra energy, right? And the focus is on usually the good things versus the bad things, right? So in a job situation, you're focusing on what? Your paycheck, your Libra thing, that thing that you can use to buy stuff with, right? So we're talking about Libra, we're talking about Venus. So we are in some serious Venus and Libra energy overarching. That is what we have going on right now. And believe it or not, just because we're in Libra energy and we're in work together energy doesn't mean everything is going to be peaceful. It's actually quite the contrary. When people are forced to work with other people, there's usually war. So it's, the irony of it. We have such Aquarian, good loving, come together brotherly love energy, but yet people are fighting, right? But what are they fighting? Well, let's dig and dive a little deeper into the Two of Spades. The Two of Spades has a King of Spades and Neptune. So what Neptune does is it kind of like glazes over and it makes things that are normally not palatable more palatable. And the King of Spades deals with perfectionism. The King of Spades deals with, and this is the perfect conversation to have as Mercury is going retrograde in Virgo. The King of Spades deals with, being able to see the minute details of something, right? One of the things I notice by people who have King of Spades is that they have very good hearing, very good vision, very good senses, like very heightened senses. And as a matter of fact, that's why the King of Spades is the card of, schizophrenia. And what they, in other certain illnesses, and what people fail to realize is that those conditions are really, they make people very open and receptive. So they hear things that you don't hear. They see things that you don't see. They smell things that you don't smell. They taste things that you don't taste. So they're very, very, very hypersensitive. And they can also be hypercritical as well. That could be the other side of it. So that's what the King of Spades deals with. The King of Spades deals with hypersensitivity. So when you have a King of Spades, or when you're dealing with the King of Spades and you're very hypersensitive to stuff, you can be very picky. You can be very, just life is just not fun when you have so much King of Spades and you're just tuned into everything all the time. So what the Two of Spades does is it adds a layer of sweetness, Neptune, over that King of Spades. So it makes people who are typically more sensitive, it gives them the ability to tolerate things a little bit better, right? So tolerate, tolerance is the key word here. So when we're talking about working with other people, and we're talking about the Two of Spades, and we're talking about creating egalitarian culture, or even the Aquarian age, we're talking about promoting tolerance. That's what the Two of Spades is about. The Two of Spades happens to be Kamala's Saturn card. So what does that mean? That means that Two of Spades people tend to have the ability to issue or to create a condition or a foundation that is based on tolerating others, right? So what happens around Two of Spades people is there's usually a lot of diversity, a lot of different personalities, a lot of people, and they're usually at the center of it. My grandmother was a Two of Spades, and she had a very diverse family. We have family from all over the world. And guess what? We got along. We weren't like, oh, I'm not going to talk to this person because they're this culture, or I'm not going to deal with this person because they're that culture. No, we all came together as a family, and that's what the Two of Spades is able to do. And Kamala, in her Saturn years, she is a Two of Spades right now. So she is actually the United States environment or positive card, and it's connected to the Six of Spades, right? So she's being forced in by the energy so that we can begin to build our connection towards working together as we are supposed to do, especially in America, because this is a Jack of Diamonds country. So what does that mean? That mean that we're all going to come together and no. It means that in some ways we're going to have to figure out how to work together with each other respectfully. And if you can't do it, then there will be consequences for you too, right? The consequences a lot of times come in the form of money, resources, food, etc., right? I've heard people say, I don't care about reparations or this or that. I'm talking about Black folks, Black Americans. But yet, if somebody issues a check, they're not going to deny it. They're not going to deny it. They're not going to say, I don't care about it. Don't give me that money. They're going to take it. So this is the problem with the internet. The internet is a lot of talk. It is a lot of the expression of the King of Spades. It's a lot of the expression of what you won't do and how you won't come together and all of that and what you don't like about someone. But real life isn't that at all. Real life is you go into a store and you buy something potentially from somebody who doesn't like you, and you give them your money. That's what real life is. Real life is you might have to buy something even though you don't support genocide. You're on a platform, quote unquote, that supports the country that supports genocide. That's what reality is. Reality is also balance. It is not going off the deep end on one side or the other and saying, and blah, 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 and blah, 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 and this, that, and the third. Reality is making the changes within yourself, because those are the only changes that you can control, are the changes within yourself. So a lot is going on right now with this Two of Spades and the Six of Spades. And no matter what, at the end of the day, we are being forced to be more balanced and Why? So that we could have the society that we really truly want to have.